Listen, if you're a beginner sitting there doom scrolling through endless fitness content, watching some science-based gym nerd explain the perfect elbow angle for a bicep curl, you're being played. I've been there. The fitness industry wants you confused. That's the whole game. Thousands of programs, apps, gurus, influencers, everyone pretending they've cracked some secret formula that you can only access if you buy their overpriced plan. But today we're cutting through all of that garbage. No machines, no magic program, no fake optimization. I'm going to show you how to think about building an athletic body from the ground up using the same thing humans have always used: basic movement, brutal consistency, and the biology that made strong bodies attractive in the first place. Here's how we're breaking this down. First, we expose the scam of modern training. Then we look at the biology behind aesthetics, because attraction is not random. Your body is sending signals whether you like it or not. After that, I'll show you which muscle groups actually matter if you want to stop looking soft and start building a strong frame. Then we get into why basic exercises destroy most complicated gym routines. And finally, we talk about what real training looks like in practice. Training in the trenches. Let's start with the biggest lie in fitness. Modern training has been made complicated on purpose. These people want you obsessing over perfect rep ranges, 10 different cable angles, optimal hypertrophy windows, and some spreadsheet that looks like it was designed by a depressed accountant. Why? Because confused people buy things. If fitness sounds simple, they can't sell you the solution. So they invent problems, junk volume, perfect tempo, the magical rep zone, the best exercise for the inner, upper, lower side chest, or whatever nonsense they're pushing this week. And beginners eat it up because they think complexity means intelligence. It doesn't. Most of the time, complexity is just a way to hide the truth. You need to get stronger. You need to repeat boring movements. You need to stop looking for shortcuts. That's it. The industry wants you distracted. I want you focused. So once you strip away the sales talk, the supplements, the apps, the fake science, and the influencer circus, you're left with one real question. What actually makes a male body attractive from a biological perspective? Not from Instagram, not from bodybuilding forums, from biology. Because that's where the real answer starts. I'm not talking about becoming some overpumped bodybuilder who looks like he can barely scratch his own back. That's not the goal. The goal is to build a body that signals strength, health, and survival. And the clearest example of that is the V-taper. Broad shoulders, narrow waist, strong upper body. That shape hits something deep in the human brain. It's not just looking good, it's a signal. Testosterone, physical capability, athletic potential. The kind of body that, on a primitive level, looks like it can protect, hunt, fight, carry, and survive. That's why proportions matter more than just piling on random mass. A giant waist and huge arms don't automatically make you look athletic. The frame matters. The signal matters. And if you want that signal, you need to build the right parts first. So what actually matters? Not what the average gym bro thinks. Most beginners walk into the gym and immediately start obsessing over abs and biceps because that's what they see in the mirror. Wrong priority. The real foundation starts higher up. Shoulders, neck, traps, lats. That's the base. That's what creates the powerful upper body silhouette. That's what builds the V shape. That's what makes you look athletic before you even say a word. And this is not random. Your shoulders were not made just to look good in a t-shirt. They were built for throwing, climbing, striking, carrying, pushing, and fighting. A strong neck is not just some visual detail. It stabilizes your head. It helps absorb impact. It makes you look harder to break. The traps? Those are not just decoration either. They were used for carrying heavy loads, wrestling, dragging, lifting, and doing actual work. Same with the lats. They give you width. They create that back shape. They make your upper body look like it has structure instead of just being a soft rectangle with arms attached. That's why these muscles matter. The traits that helped men survive became the traits we still read as strong, masculine, and attractive. You don't need to like that, but your brain already understands it. Now that we know what to build, the next question is simple. How do we build it without turning training into a full-time job? Answer: basic exercises, pull-ups, dips, push-ups, rows, simple movements that actually force your body to work as one unit. Basic exercises beat isolation exercises because they give you more return for less mental garbage. You're not running around the gym like a confused lab rat trying to remember which cable machine hits which tiny muscle fiber. You're doing hard movements that train multiple muscles at the same time. That saves time, that saves energy, that builds proportion, that builds real strength. Isolation exercises have their place, sure, but for beginners, most of them are just distractions wearing a scientific costume. You don't need 15 machines. You need to master your body, pull yourself up, push yourself off the ground, control your weight, build the frame. That's how humans trained before the fitness industry convinced everyone they needed a monthly subscription and a perfect program to do basic work. And the best part? These movements don't just build muscle, they build endurance, they strengthen joints, they make you more capable, not just bigger, better. Now let's talk about the part nobody wants to hear: training in the trenches. This is where the fantasy dies, because everyone wants the perfect routine, the perfect split, the perfect number of sets, the perfect plan that makes them feel like they've hacked the system. But real progress is usually much uglier than that. It's repetition, day after day, hundreds of reps, basic movements, same boring work, again and again until your body has no choice but to adapt. That's the part most people can't handle. They don't quit because the plan was bad. They quit because the work got boring. And here's where partial reps come in. When you avoid fully locking out every rep, you keep constant tension on the muscle. That means the muscle keeps working instead of getting tiny little breaks at the top. And when you're doing high volume, this also helps protect your joints and tendons from getting destroyed. So it's not just about ego reps, it's about staying in the fight long enough to actually grow. That's the trench mindset. You show up, you do the work, you repeat the basics, you stop worshiping optimization. You earn the body through consistency, not through some magical routine, through work. So here's the real question: are you ready to stop being fooled by complexity? Because most beginners don't need more information. They need less noise, less overthinking, less chasing the perfect plan, less pretending that one more YouTube video is going to save them. Get back to the basics. Build the shoulders, build the neck, build the traps, build the lats, master pull-ups, dips, push-ups, and simple body weight work. Train like your body was designed to move, because sometimes the most effective path is not the most complicated one. It's the one everyone avoids because it's too simple, too boring, and too honest, and that's exactly why it works.